Welcome back to another TFT Galaxy Podcast, episode 29. All aboard the Galaxy roller coaster, where we high press on the news, tactics, and storylines surrounding the club we love, the LA Galaxy. I'm Eric.
I'm Chris.
How we doing?
Good. We're back in the studio.
Back. It's definitely nicer to be here than it is to be remote.
I'm very, very happy about this.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna try to do the podcast Mondays, Tuesdays at the latest, but on midweek games like this, we'll do it on like a Thursday so that we can capture both games.
Yeah.
Going forward, that's our goal. So we'll see how we do. But it is nice to be back.
It is
in a professional studio.
Yeah.
It was kind of rough. I think I figured some things out for next time when we do it remote.
It's all right. Hey, we push on. We push forward.
But it's nice to be home,
Yeah.
It's nice to be home. If you're listening and haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button, please, and subscribe. It helps grow the show, and we would appreciate it. So we had two games this week. We played Saturday in Atlanta and Wednesday in Kansas City.
Yep, we did.
And I think going into those games, we said, what did I say? I said 4 points.
We said
minimum 2.
Yeah, we said 4. Oh, I thought we said. Yeah.
I think we said minimum 2, but 4 would be good.
Yeah, we said 4 points.
6 obviously would be great.
Yeah, 4 points from 3 games. Because we have these 2 away games, and we have a third one coming up, don't we?
We're at Seattle next.
Yeah.
But these were the 2 winnable ones, so I think we were looking for 4 points from these.
Yeah.
We got 3.
We're gonna deep dive into it.
Let's start with the game in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Let's just take a look at our starting lineups here. Because we had Joseph Paintsel. Well, let's start in the back, I guess. Marcinkowski. And then we had the Glesnes Garces pairing at center back. Cuevas, Nelson on the outsides. We had a middle 3 of Hack, Cerrillo, and Sanabria. Peck and Harbor Miller on one side. And then Joseph Paintsel playing that 9 position.
Yeah.
And we win. Right? We come away. We're 2-1 winners.
Can I take partial credit for that?
I mean, I guess. Why not? Sure. Why? Yeah. What are you taking partial credit for?
Hey, I made the trip. I went and made my voice heard. I was there in full voice with all 2.5 rows of the away G's. What I can say, though, is if you are wanting to go see all the MLS stadiums, or if you're wanting to go see the Galaxy play away somewhere, Atlanta is the place to do it.
Pretty nice stadium, huh?
It's a phenomenal stadium. Arthur Blank built a phenomenal venue. Obviously, the Falcons also play there. The biggest thing, though, is for everybody going to sporting events these days, you feel like it costs an arm and a leg.
Jeez.
Sometimes both arms.
For subpar food and drink as well.
This was great because I sent you a picture of the concession prices, and it was crazy because everything, unless you got like the deluxe of stuff, was priced $10 or below.
Like decent, yeah.
Oh, it was good food. The best thing is if you bought like a fountain drink, like a soft drink or anything like that. There are just machines all over the stadium, and you just refill your cup whenever you want. So free refills.
No way.
I swear to God. Yep. I
didn't know that. Yep, that's pretty cool.
No, it's free refills. There's a sign on each thing that says the soda machines start off in the 80th minute. So from whenever you walk in until the 80th minute, you get as much Coke as you want. It is Atlanta, so there are no Pepsi products. The food was great. If you're looking for a few rounds of drinks, I think my dad and I, for 2 rounds for 2 of us, we spent less than $40 total.
That's nice.
It was, oh man, it was great.
And they have a grass field right now, right?
They do have a grass. They have a grass field right now because they are set up for World Cup games. So we got to see that. It was just an all around good time. And then it's always nice when you go into another building and come away with a win. Yeah.
I mean, what a start. This is exactly the way we wanted to start.
Yeah.
Got a good win. It was a little bit bumpy getting there. Let's just take a look at these stats. This is what concerns me a little bit. Well, I guess a lot of bit. And I'm not sure how much to read into it. on your screen, if you're watching, you can see, but if you're listening, we'll do our best. But in the first half, the stats were LA Galaxy's in blue here. LA Galaxy had 56% possession in the first half, and with the better share of possession, managed 0.02 expected goals with 0 big chances. All right, so very, very toothless in the first half. Now, second half, the Galaxy have 39% possession, with an expected goals of 2.12 and 6 big chances created. This is a small slice here, but this has kind of been happening over and over again, where when we look at these stats, every time the Galaxy has possession, it seems like they don't know what to do with it. And when the script flips and they concede possession and instead hit on counters and longer passes, all of a sudden they start creating chances. And that's a little concerning just because we know that Vanny Ball is a possession-based system.
And you know what? So let's put a pin in this in a second. So I sent you a clip. It was from the Soccer in 60 show
Let me see if I can bring it up. I mean, okay. How did you send it to me?
Instagram.
Oh, boy, Chris, that's going to be a tough one.
Okay.
Let me see.
But anyway, here, I'll set it up. So Scott French, soccer writer Scott French, was talking on the Soccer in 60 show on Fox Sports 1270 AM radio, just kind of about Greg Vanny's system.
I got it. Got it.
And so Eric's gonna show you. We're gonna run through it.
Can I get audio on it? Let's see.
And talk about it here.
I can't get audio.
Okay. So, talking about Vanny's system, and I'm going to paraphrase this part.
I'll show it while you talk about it a little bit, but this is what he's referring to.
Let's see. There are subtitles, so if you restart it, we can kind of look at his quotes in real time. Okay. Yeah, so right now he's talking about there's so many moving pieces that have to fall into place into Greg's system. Okay?
Greg has the most complicated system in MLS.
Yeah, and he says most sophisticated system in the MLS. Pause it right there. Okay.
I tried.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. We've been very vocal on the show that in order to get to the spot where Greg Vanny is, you have to have a certain level of coaching experience, which the two of us do not have. But we have a very, very high, very many years in the soccer realm as coaches. Okay. I showed this clip to my dad also. I mean, he's been around the game of soccer at high levels for the last 40 years. Right. And I think between the three of us, we looked at this and we're like, are we missing something? Like, what am I just that slow that I can't break this down and see what's so complicated about this system?
Right. So, I mean, to paraphrase the video, basically he's saying that the system's so complicated that players get confused, don't know what to do, and that hurts the on-field product. And it takes years sometimes to get the players up to speed on the system and what they're supposed to do in order for this extremely complicated system that produces beautiful soccer to unfold, is basically the synopsis of the video. And to that, I think we both thought the same thing. Like, I don't understand how that could even be possible. No. We have professional players who all they do is play soccer. You're with them every single day, hours on the field, in the classrooms, at team meals, on planes, video sessions. And how complicated can a system be to where people are deciding, I'm confused, I don't know what to do at this point in time. There's just no way. If that's true, then Greg Vanny needs to write a book or something, and it will be the biggest bestseller ever or something.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this before, but I don't know, what was it? Maybe like 10 years ago when Guardiola was kind of having his positional play, and that was really big at the time, and lots of books were published, and he even wrote some articles, or people wrote articles with his permission, watching training sessions, and the positional play books were coming out, and all kinds of systems, and everyone knew that was a very complicated system.
Yeah.
Guardiola's positional play with everyone having these roles and these channels and these positions and these spots on the field and all these different rules.
Yeah, and the rules were a big one.
Right. But I don't think you ever heard anyone say, like, these players just can't wrap their mind around Guardiola's system. Like, I mean, at its simplest, soccer is just about roles, right? I mean, you just tell a guy, if you take, like, Nelson, here's where I want you in the build-up. Here's where I want you in the middle third. Here's where I want you in the attacking third. Here's the things. Here's your triggers. Here's what to look out for. Here's your responsibilities. Here's your roles.
Yeah.
That's literally every system. And you could add complicated rules if you want, but I can't believe that his system's so complicated that players can't wrap their minds around it.
Yeah. And he, staying on the Pep thing, we were coaching together that at that time, and we kind of talked about, okay, we're going to implement this. And it took us probably a couple days to really look at the intricacies and everything. Probably took us maybe a week to introduce it to our high school players. And for the most part, that was pretty much it. And they knew exactly what to do and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
a few things here and there.
They got confused occasionally, but these are high school players.
Yeah, these are not professionals.
Right. These are not people living and breathing the sport.
No, but if two amateur coaches can teach it to very amateur players, what is the big deal about what we're seeing on the field? Because it doesn't look complicated on, when you're looking at it, but I'm missing something.
It boils down to this, right? Which is what I don't buy. I don't buy that the Galaxy don't look good because the players are confused about the system.
No.
That's what he's trying to say, essentially. He's trying to say, give Greg Vanney some time because the system's so complicated, the players have to come up to speed on the system before it starts to work. I do not buy that with professional players, preseason, year-round training, that the results that we see at times and the performances that we see at times are a result of players being confused about a system.
No. And he talks about, it took Toronto a little bit of time, and then for 3 years they were the best they were the best team in MLS. They also had the MVP, guys. They had Sebastian Giovinco. Where have they been when Giovinco's not there? Nowhere near it. Ricky came in at the end of 2023? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2024 with a very revamped team with a lot of new guys, we won the league. The only big piece that changed from 2024 to 2025 is no Ricky. And
well, I mean, you could argue, Jolovic has got some other pieces left for sure.
But the majority are the same. The majority are the same.
Well, and we've talked about this. You just have to ask yourself, if Ricky is on this team right now, are the results different? I think so.
Yeah.
So a healthy Ricky, like a healthy, perfectly performing Ricky, things are going differently, and that has nothing to do with the system. That's one player.
No. And so again, I think Greg has benefited a lot from having one of the best, if not the best player in the league.
All good teams have.
Yeah.
That's that. I don't think that's a criticism of Vanney to have great players.
No,
that's fine.
No, but
I don't think it's a criticism. This is even Vanney saying I have the most complicated system. This is some other person saying he has the most complicated system. I think it's a load of BS.
Yeah.
But
now here's the thing, right? So we started talking about it in the first half stats of the Atlanta game, first half of the Vancouver game, first half of the Sporting KC game. There's just so much play in the defensive half, in the Galaxy defensive half.
It has been better the last couple of games. As the previous game before this, we played. What was our previous loss to? We lost to, was it FC Dallas, or we tied FC Dallas or something? And remember we looked at a lot of possession was in our defending third. Yeah. It's been a little bit more in the middle of the third.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But when we were, so in Atlanta, we were watching and we hardly saw any of it because we were on the side where the Galaxy attacked first half. And at halftime, we were like, God, we're going to see so much of it because it's going to be spent. It's going to be just like the first half. A lot of times it's going to be spent with just possession down here. Mm-hmm. And it was just, the first half of the Vancouver game, play was all away from us because it's just one of those things where it's like, okay, that's how you want to play it.
I mean, we could be positive or we could be negative. I don't know. So we win.
We did.
But here's my concern, and obviously it gets worse when we move to the next game, Kansas City. Why did we win? And if you look at why we won this game, and maybe it's a masterstroke by Vanny to put him in, but Royce won the game.
Yes.
I mean, he came in and created both goals. Like, pretty quickly. Created both goals, and we win 2-1. So, okay, Vanny brought him in. I think we did give a goal up because Vanny brought him initially.
We did. And here, let's start with that because so we saw, you see them starting to warm up. You know he's going to come in at some point. And Sanabria was not having a great game. And like, okay, that's perfect. Because Soria was on the field with Hack and Sanabria were like, oh, it's a perfect light for light switch. You keep the two holding mids. Sanabria goes off. Royce comes on and maybe the dynamic changes. He takes off Justin Hack,
who's sitting in that pivot protecting the back four.
Doing a pretty good job.
Yeah.
And you look at that and you're like, huh?
As soon as it happened, we both kind of scratched our heads and were like, why did he take off a deep lying midfielder to put Royce in?
And then slide a traditionally or a typical higher playmaker in a spot that he's not comfortable. And I don't know how many minutes later, but
they got a goal. They got a goal vacated directly by the spot Hack was not in because Royce replaced him, and Royce doesn't drop back, and there's all that kind of problem. Now, you said that, and I was like, okay, I think that's probably a little true. But also, this is the shot Fortune took, and as you can see on the screen here, I told you some of it was just the guy did a good job. The expected goals is 0.08 from where he scored.
Yeah.
So he does come across. Galaxy doesn't do kind of what they need to do. They could have been better. However, it wasn't like a huge goal scoring opportunity. And I do think that Fortune it was just a good play by Fortune and he got a goal.
Yeah.
So we might be nitpicking a little bit, but I thought it was really strange that he took off a defensive mid to put on Royce.
Especially when the game was tied.
Maybe he's going for it, right? Maybe he's going for it and saying, let's get some points, let's go for it.
Yeah.
And in the end, it does work because Royce does bail out the Galaxy and just spoon feed Peck 2 goals, which Peck ended up to be on the team of the week. He owes Royce like a steak dinner for sure because he didn't have much to do. He just tapped him in. Even the second one, he missed the first one and had to have a second bite of the apple to get it.
Yeah, he ended up putting away his own rebound.
Right. But Royce was just really, really great. But again, I'm going to reiterate, I think the Galaxy's reliance on Royce is not a great thing for the Galaxy. He's older. He can't play every game in and game out. He can come in and change games like this, but who's behind him or when he's tired in front of him? Like, who's going to pick up the slack when Royce doesn't have the legs to go every single minute? Like Kansas City, where he couldn't, he's coming in, he's coming off. He looked a little tired. And there's just no cover. There's no one to cover for Royce's creativity and passing ability.
But you know what? I think we found potentially a very good spot for the Marco Royce addition, or let's say substitution, because I think if you keep doing this, giving him like a half hour, that might be the best thing. Give him the final half hour when
that's what you would want. Ideally, you want someone that pushes Royce to the bench.
Yeah.
Because you need some guy that can give a lot of solid minutes, push Royce to the bench, and allow Royce to be that game changer that you need at certain times. Mm-hmm. Or if you're ahead, that calming influence that can possess the ball and keep the team in possession and manage the game. But asking him to do this game in and game out is a really tough ask for Royce, and he's been very good at it so far. He has scored and assisted a ton of goals for us, and it's great. But we need somebody else. And to that point, we had a comment, I think, from somebody who mentions, let me look it up because you put the comments in here.
Yeah.
Radio Lex says should have kept Fagundes. It in an ideal world, and again, I'm going to give Galaxy a little leeway here because I think Galaxy would have loved to kept Fagundes, but the roster restriction rules didn't allow it.
No.
There's no way we could have kept Fagundes and got Klaus.
Yeah.
Okay. And got Glesnes and got Hack. So in retrospect, you could say like, well, maybe we shouldn't have got Hack. Maybe we should have kept Fagundes or I'm not arguing that here or there. But someone like Fagundes would have been really helpful at this point. Someone who can play multiple positions, someone who's pretty creative, someone who can score some goals, get some assists.
Yeah.
But we don't have a Fagundes.
No.
I mean, and I don't think Sanabria is supposed to be a Fagundes.
No.
And asking him to do it is a little unfair to him. It's just a tough spot. It's a tough spot for Greg Vanney, to be honest. What's he going to do at that 10 position? Because all he has is Royce. He's got one guy. Maybe Eric Tommy can fit in there at some point. Eric Tommy has looked pretty good.
Yeah.
So maybe he can fit there. But, I mean, at the end of the day, you go to Atlanta. It's an away game. You win. You walk away. Job done. And we head into Kansas City.
The worst team in the Western Conference.
The worst team in the Western Conference. Who, at the current time, has a single win in all of league play against the LA Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a team that can't win. They're coming off of like a 6-0, 7-0 shellacking to Portland, I think. We're doing well. We got some momentum. We have the revenge factor. We don't want to lose to the last place team 2 times in one season. And we get to Kansas City and things just, it is pretty bad. Let's look at how we started first.
Drop a big one at midfield.
So we started Marcinkowski, Glesnes and Garces, Cuevas and Nelson in the back, all the same. Sanabria, Cerrillo, Royce in the midfield. So Royce comes in for Hack. We got Peck and Miller on the outside, same, and Paintsel up top. So roughly the same kind of lineup, except Royce comes in. And things don't go as planned. I mean, it's 3-0.
It was bad from the get-go.
It was bad from very early on. And if we look at stats here, and again, so we just looked at this, right? Let's look at the stats for this game. Galaxy 60% possession and lose. And it seems to be we're producing more chances when we're conceding possession and attacking a little bit quicker. In the first half, we had 60% possession, 0.34 expected goals, 0 big chances. And in the second half, we had 59% possession, 0.8 expected goals, and one big chance. So you go to Kansas City, who's last place, and you produce one big chance in 90 minutes.
Yeah, that's atrocious.
One big chance in 90 minutes. And 1.14 expected goals, and we got 1. And Kansas City's at 2.05 expected goals to get 3. And I will tell you, if you follow expected goals and stuff, your goal is to outperform your expected goals. All the great teams outperform their expected goals.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the way expected goals work, if you don't know, is they just take how often a goal goes in from that particular spot. What they don't take into account is that person Erling Haaland? He gets the same expected goals as Gabriel Peck does from the same spot with the same foot in the same situation. Same. We all know Haaland's going to score more than Peck. So great players and great teams outperform expected goals because they're better than the average person at that position. So you don't want to be matching your expected goals. You want to be outperforming it. So at 1.14, we got 1. Kansas City, 2.05, they get 3. They outperform their expected goals. That's kind of what you want. But again, the concerning thing is this possession that we have, and we can't do anything with it. Like what? I don't know. I went through, I think I saw you on a spreadsheet earlier today. I went through and just looked at all the Galaxy goals. And I think once maybe we get some more, there's something we could look at. But I wanted to look at like how are Galaxy scoring this year.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many goals we have. I think it's like 16 or something. I looked at every single goal. And I think out of those 16, maybe like 5 are from possession, which means the vast majority are not from possession based. They're from longer passes. They're from counterattacks. There's a couple from, remember when Klaus stole the ball off the throw-in?
Yeah, the high
Sanabria
press.
stole the ball off the keeper. So there's
Yeah.
a couple from high presses. And the ones from possession are far fewer compared to the other ones. And I just don't.
Well, and so do we want to go through each goal at Kansas City, or do you want to talk about the bigger picture first? Because I can do either one.
Let's take a look at the goals real quick.
Okay.
And just so I have the goals here that we gave up. And it's a little strange. I'm going to pause this as we go. You can see where this starts. This starts with the Galaxy possessing the ball in the attacking third. And knowing that we're about to see a goal scored, you know exactly what's going to happen.
I am curious.
The Galaxy are going to get counterattacked.
Yeah, I'm curious as to one thing. Hold on, pause it. Go back and just go back a little bit. Yeah, right there. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys who are either ahead of or in line with our forward. Right, Joseph Paintsel is right there next to the number 11 at Kansas City. He's our striker. He is our forward.
Yeah, he's not a typical forward though. I mean, he's going to come back and fill that space in and stuff,
which he's not good at.
We come all the way. No, he's not good at it. We're not good with our back to goal. Period.
No.
So here's the mistake. And so I had that checklist I had the other day, and one of the things is like concede possession in the buildup. Well, cheaply, Garces.
Yep.
Makes a kind of a weird pass. I don't think it's Surreal's fault not fielding this pass. It's behind him, away from his motion, as you can see here. But Surreal does have an opportunity right here to end the play. And probably should have. He tries. He goes in pretty hard, to be honest, but doesn't make the tackle. But as we look here, I want you to see this. The goal scorer is right here, and this is Cuevas. So for those listening, Cuevas has about 5 yards on the right side, on the correct side of the goal scorer. But that guy is going to beat him. So here's a lot of things went wrong. Garces makes a mispass. Surreal fails to stop the counterattack. He probably should have got a yellow there. I do think he tried to get a yellow there, but he doesn't get the tackle in. Next thing to go wrong is Garces loses his man just on a straight sprint down the field. In the span of, what was that? That was about 3 seconds. He's now even.
Oh, Cuevas,
Cuevas. And he's now on the other side of Cuevas. All right? So Cuevas now gets beat in transition pretty bad. Like, there's only one guy Cuevas should have been worrying about, and that's the guy. So it gets passed to him. It comes to this guy. He crosses it. I think Garces should be a little further back. But man, oh man, Nelson had a terrible game in this game.
Nelson's had a bad couple games.
He really has. We're
going to get to him.
He's on the wrong side of the player.
Shocker.
Makes a weird challenge. The guy gets there first, and they score. So a lot went wrong on this play. We have a missed pass in the buildup, a failure by Surreal to end the counterattack. Cuevas gets beat on the run, just straight up gets beat. His guy gets the ball. They make a cross. Nelson gets beat on the back post to position, and the ball goes in. I don't know how many things can go wrong, but it can't be 4 or 5. Yeah. If 4 or 5 things go wrong, you're going to give a goal up. I mean, this is a failure on multiple levels to do what needs to be done to prevent a goal.
Yeah.
Right. And again, it's in the 32nd minute, and I think a lot of this is. The Galaxy they lull themselves to sleep. They have all the possession. They're in the attacking third. And blah, 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 blah. It's so slow. And then they give the ball away. And then, bam, it comes so fast their way. Everyone's just kind of shell-shocked. Like, what? And then they shove it down our throat.
Yeah.
And they get a goal. It's not a great goal because a lot goes wrong.
But it's a very on-brand goal to give up.
It's a very last year Galaxy-esque type goal.
Yeah.
Here's goal 2. Look at this, in possession, There's one Kansas City player. Well, on your screen, there is no Kansas City player within 20 yards of Glesnes who's on the ball at midfield. So they have no forward. They have nothing. I do want to pause right here and watch this beautiful ball Glesnes plays. Oh, that was a nice ball. Nice vertical pass. I don't know, 40, 50-yard pass to Paintsel on the opposite side. Good switch. Paintsel gets it. He goes, dribbles at the guy. He cuts in. He goes to pass to Sanabria here, and Sanabria makes a run, as you see right here, and the pass goes behind. And guess what? The Galaxy give the ball away in the attacking third, and here comes the counter.
Yeah.
And this is very Galaxy-like again of last year. And here we go. We dribble. Bam. Vertical pass. 40-yard vertical pass on a straight run right between the two center backs. And he's in. Just like that. Like so simple.
Yeah.
Just boom. Vertical pass, straight run. He's in. I think he does quite well. Garces tries to make a tackle. He tries to push him off, doesn't. Then he slips. And then this is a little weird.
This is the one thing.
I think Glesnes has been so good for us.
Yeah, this is the one thing we talked about pre-show.
He was really good in Atlanta, and I do think even in this game when he got put in tough spots, he did a good job. Glesnes really did a good job. But this is a bit of a head scratcher. You have now right outside the 18, you have Joveljic running at Marcinkowski one-on-one. Glesnes can, if he wanted to, apply pressure. For some reason, he covers the square pass instead of pressuring their leading goal scorer and designated player and former G who loves to score against us, Dejan Joveljic. So he kind of just sits and lets Joveljic just run in.
He's just a spectator.
Yeah. Weird decision. I don't know. Again, I wouldn't be too concerned if this was one goal, one time, but now we have multiple breakdowns on the first goal, a weird another counter. So 2 counterattacks, we're in. Here's goal 3. And our main actor here again is
Nelson.
Starting with Nelson. We have a long ball to Nelson. I'm just going to play the slow-mo. There's no one around him for about 5 yards. A high school player is going to struggle with this ball, but Nelson's making over $100,000 a year, people, and he should be able to bring this ball down. He does a terrible job.
Yeah.
He lets it kind of bounce, then gets himself in a 50-50 and gets shoved off the ball to start this attack. So it comes from Marcinkowski to a decent ball to Nelson, who should do better.
Can we pause it right here?
Yeah.
Dude, Nelson has had just 2 games in a row that have been absolute, just terrible.
Yeah, he has not. I don't know what's going on. He has not looked good.
You know what? So when we were sitting with everybody in Atlanta, anytime he got the ball, right, everybody knew it was going backwards. I think we talked about this at the Vancouver game. You know, I really think he might be Pete Vianos, pass back Pete in disguise, because this guy is so incapable of playing a ball forward. When he tried in Atlanta, ball was going everywhere but where he wanted it to. We could not, as a collective, believe that this professional could not play an accurate ball up the field. And
I mean, I think a lot of what happens with Nelson is he's a role player, and I think he's being asked to be very safe with the ball.
Oh, wait a second. So the coach who's coaching the safest way possible is asking this player to just play safest way possible.
That's what I think. Of course, I have no inside information on that, but it does appear to me that Nelson tries to do the safest thing he can do at all times. And that's fine. Okay, that's fine. But where he's really struggling for me this year is on the defensive side of things, whereas in previous years, he was never great going forward. He was never unlocking people with his passing ability or dribbling ability. But you know what he was doing? His job at defense. And he's getting beat at defense now.
Yeah,
and so now it's all kinds of bad.
Yeah. But it's absolutely bonkers me that someone at the professional ranks can't get a ball and, number one, at least look forward. He doesn't even look forward. Like, there are zero looks.
I think we need to upgrade at the left back position. Aude's out. I do kind of like Aude, but I have no idea how we would be doing this run of games. But I think he'd be doing better than Nelson, but I don't know.
It's one of those things where it's just...
But when I look at the first goal, and then I look at this, and then I think back to people like Ashley Cole and Robbie Rogers and other outside backs, Sean Franklin and Chris Albright. I'm thinking all those guys, this might be a 1-0 game just by dropping one of those guys at the left back position. Yeah. Ashley Cole would never have made these mistakes. He would have been on the right side of the ball. He would have made a good tackle. He would have handled this ball. And so
at least against this competition.
It is maybe a bit unfair to compare Nelson to Ashley Cole.
No,
but I mean, you're a professional, so you're going to get compared. So anyways, this guy now goes and decides, I'm going to dribble around the entire LA Galaxy midfield. By Nelson again, by Tommy, by Cerrillo, plays a through ball.
We got it. That was such a slick outside of the foot through ball.
It was a nice through ball. It was a nice, again, a vertical, this time a vertical run on a straight ball. You know, in soccer, they teach you, one of those things has got to be vertical, right?
Yeah.
So if the vertical run, you can play that straight ball, and he plays it straight down through the gap, right through home base, baby, right through gap one.
I could watch this assist all day. It was
right through gap one, right between the two center backs. Yep. Nice run, right through, one-time finish. It was a really well finished finish. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything you can do about that. The mistake was up here.
That was it right
Very
there.
big mistake. And then letting this guy just shrug off. Here comes Nelson again. Payback, baby. No, I missed that tackle. And then we have 3 guys on this freeze frame. 3 guys on the ball carrier, and he wiggles out of all 3 of those challenges and plays a through ball.
This goal was definitely earned once they won possession.
Right. But it's still right. Some goals are earned, and I think you look at this and go like, okay, that was pretty good. Yeah. They did a good job. The other 2 goals, maybe we can prevent them.
Yeah. Granted, we could have prevented this one too.
We could have, yes.
This goal was very preventable.
But at least they earned the other side of it. And so, anyways, those are the 3 goals we gave up. It was not great. Just, I want to show you this. This is incredible here, okay? I saw something like this on, but here is Kansas City's form guide.
Jesus Christ.
Kansas City's form guide is bookended by 2 wins against the Galaxy, followed by, so it's win against the Galaxy, loss, tie, loss, win against the LA Galaxy. Their form guide, they have 2 wins in the entire year. And by the way, to add salt to the wound already of losing Dejan Joveljic to the last place team and then having him beat you over and over again, is that Dejan Joveljic in postgame said, when they asked, what's going on? You guys are beating the Galaxy over time. He literally said, I wish we can play the Galaxy every week.
I mean,
that's what, can we play this team every week? You do. Right now, the Galaxy are the team that teams are turning their season around with. And that's concerning. Losing a road game is not bad, but at what point are the Galaxy going to build momentum? You go get a great win in Atlanta. Royce pulls you out, gets you across the finish line. Peck scores a couple goals. You come here to last place Kansas City. You got to get something. Even if it was a 1-1 tie or 0-0 tie, you got to get something. To have the only 2 wins Kansas City has this year, the only 2 wins they have managed to put together are against the LA Galaxy.
It's so bad.
That's what can't happen.
No.
And so even though I look at our position in the league, I look at the results, it's all not bad. If you big picture, if you didn't know who we're playing and what we're doing, I don't think it's all that bad. It's not, we could be better, but it's not all that bad. But it's the things that we're seeing, the losing to the last place team twice is unacceptable.
Yeah.
You could say maybe it happens 1 time. How can it happen 2 times? And how can you expect to be a playoff team if the worst team just beats you? How are we expected to be a playoff team? And how is this going to be okay with anybody? Yes, we're on a road trip. Yes, we're in Kansas City. Yes, we came from Atlanta. Yes, maybe the guys are tired. We're still playing the last place team, and we still have to get some points out of it, and we didn't manage to do it.
Yeah, it's...
And so if I look at two things happened in this game, which is Galaxy gives goals away in build-up. They gave a goal away in build-up.
Are you looking at your checklist?
Yeah. And then here's the other one. Peck, now, I don't know if it's Peck's fault this time. It's still his fault because of his reaction. But Peck gets fouled, and I think he does get fouled. He gets fouled on the 18-yard box. No call. They move forward. On the other end, Hack gets called for a foul against a Kansas City player, which was much less egregious than the one that Peck just went through.
Yeah.
And Peck managed to run back 50 yards to yell at the ref to get his yellow card. So there's Peck's customary, I'm going to complain to the referee or do something insubordinate and get a yellow card. Can you stop? I understand. It was not fair. Everyone, but you're the only one that has to get a yellow card every game over it.
Yeah.
It's like...
it's just silly.
It's silly. The only one I could think of that does this is like in MLS and it has kind of taken some lumps for it is Messi does this sometimes. He tried to get in the ref locker room and stuff. But you know who Peck isn't?
Leo Messi.
He's not Messi.
Yeah.
And when you have Messi's career, you get away with a little bit more. But you can't have Peck's career right now and keep continually doing this because he's going to put slowly and surely Galaxy in a bad position because he's going to have to miss a match and he's scoring goals. And he's already done it this year, right? He got a red card.
Yep.
He screwed us this year already in a game by getting a red card. We were up when we got a red card, right?
Yeah.
And we end up losing the game because we go down on 10 men. Then he can't play the next game. And now he's working on his next suspension already. And you can't, the way the Galaxy's playing, we can't afford for Peck to be doing this.
Well, we said fine him if he keeps doing it.
Fine him.
But guess what?
Fine him.
It's not,
and
whatever.
Donate it straight back to TFT Galaxy podcast. Right? Support your local.
Support your local TFT podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
But, and you know what? So, we did have some discussion topics after these two games, and they're discussion topics that are common themes. And I'm gonna add this first one. It looks like there are three things the Galaxy are not capable of doing, or people associated with Galaxy are not capable of doing. Number one, Peck is not capable of keeping his mouth shut and staying out of the referee's book.
Apparently not.
Two, John Nelson is incapable of playing a forward ball up the field.
I think Nelson's at a crossroads in his career where he has to figure this out, or he's going to end up not on an MLS team in 2 years' time.
Those crossroads are going to end up leading him out of the league, at least off the Galaxy.
Unless he changes, yeah.
And number three, which takes me to one of the discussion topics, is Greg Vanney is incapable of changing the system when something works.
Or unwilling. Incapable or unwilling. One of those.
Whatever. Because, and you brought up this discussion topic about, do we really need this possession-based system?
So, it's evident we don't, obviously.
No, and I'm on the same page.
When does, this is all you need to know, I think, or this is the biggest takeaway for me when I think about this stuff. Peck looks terrible 80% of the time right now. And I don't know if it's Peck's fault. I think Peck looks terrible because he's in a possession-based system, playing back to goal, getting touches 70 yards from the goal, and he just looks terrible for 80% of the games, sometimes the full match when we lose. And then when the game opens up, because either they're pushing for a goal or we're pushing for a goal, it's that last 10 minutes, the game's opening up, or something happens, and the game just kind of starts going end to end. Peck all of a sudden looks like Peck again. He's cutting in, he's shooting, he's scoring some goals, he's getting on the end of things. But all those goals and stuff are coming near the end of matches when the games are opening up.
Yeah.
So he scored 2 in Atlanta late. because Royce opened the game up.
Well, yeah.
And we gave a goal up.
Yeah.
So the game stretches a little bit. We start playing more direct. So he starts looking good. And then he scores a late goal in this one.
When the game's already over.
Game's over, but because the game's over, he's finding a little bit more space and time. He's getting the ball a little quicker in transition, a little higher up the pitch. He pulls in, real nice finish. But I think that's all you really need to know is he looks terrible. He goes from terrible to looking like an all-star as soon as the game opens up.
Yeah. So here's the thing. And also now with the injury to João Klaus and with Paintsel running more of that, running that number 9, I'm curious if Greg Vanney still doesn't know that Joseph Paintsel is the fastest guy in MLS.
This is a funny thing because in the post-match presser, one of the reasons he took Harbor Miller off at halftime.
In
Harbor
Atlanta,
Miller,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
this is in Kansas City.
Okay.
Halftime sub Harbor Miller. Harbor Miller was not having a great game. But the reasoning that he took him off, or at least is what he said, was he wanted to put Paintsel out wide again. So
You literally have him up top.
he wanted him out wide. So I don't think Greg Vanney's a fan of putting him up top still. But of course, maybe he was protecting Harbor Miller, a young player too. So he could have been trying to protect a young player.
Okay. That's
But
fine.
here's another question I have for you, a discussion topic. Can Peck and Paintsel have a good game together? It seems like Paintsel scores and plays really well, and Peck has a terrible game, or Peck scores 2, has a great game, and Paintsel can't finish a breakaway or something. It's like, why?
You get one or the other.
Yeah, like it seems like Peck struggles with finishing. For a long time, we complained about Peck's finishing all last year. Peck's been pretty good at finishing this year so far. Paintsel, we've complained about finishing, but started finishing towards the end of last season and finished some good ones this year. Mm-hmm. Then he misses that sitter breakaway to end the game a couple games ago.
Yeah.
Can't shoot for anything now, and now Peck's finishing.
Yeah.
Can they both? It's a little strange to me that they both can't have stellar games at the same time.
Yeah. And so here's an interesting one that I kind of saw. You saw it with the 2 goals in Atlanta. And we were sitting up in the 200 concourse, so you could see the whole field. And after scoring the first one, okay, and even before we scored the first one, sitting back and absorbing a lot of the pressure, and in the back of your head, you're like, oh, this isn't going to end well. This isn't going to end well, because a lot of times you see it and it doesn't end well. But then we would win the ball. You found Marco Royce, who found Peck, who scored both times. So maybe here's one thing that we haven't been looking at that I just realized now. Maybe we are more suited to being a counterattack team.
Oh, I think 100% we are.
And okay, so Eric, you're the coach, and you see that 2 counterattack goals were scored to win the game, and you go, hey, you go back to the system that doesn't really produce a lot, but you had this time when you were down and 2 counterattack goals were produced. After you absorbed some pressure, you played some great defense, great defensive shape, win the ball, find your creator, who finds your goal scorer, who wins the game. What do you go with? Do you go with option A, the one that can't create chances, or option B, the one that scored you 2 goals in 10 minutes to win a game? What do you go with?
Well, obviously, I think this. Here's your personnel: Peck, Paintsel, Harbor Miller, Royce. Let's just say those are your attacking 4. Why would you not want to attack at speed with those attacking 4?
Exactly. And guess what? It's so frustrating. I feel like I'm a broken record because it's just the same thing over and over and over again.
I really do want to be like positive, and that's why I call this episode like the Galaxy roller coaster, right? Because I feel like every time we have an uptick and we're like, okay, Gleznes is back, Paintsel's back, bam, we go to Atlanta. Royce looks freaking unplayable. We're back, baby. we're at Kansas City. And it's just like, I don't know. And here's a concerning thing for me. We have 4 wins. All right? 4 wins.
Okay.
In my opinion, Royce won the Atlanta game.
Yeah, Royce and Peck.
Okay. Yeah, Peck had a job to do, but Royce created the chances.
Yes. I'm with you.
Royce also won the Real Salt Lake game.
Yes.
He had the free kick and the PK.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Royce also won the Minnesota United game, I think it was. No.
No, that was because the Minnesota game was the Royce-less game when we.
Which game was it? It was, he had a second ball. It was the sport. No. It was Minnesota.
Oh, was it?
Did we tie the Minnesota game? I
don't know.
I think we had tied. That's the one where he headed home either the match winner or the equalizer. So even if we just take those 2, half of our wins are because Royce decided to win the game.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with system.
No.
Has nothing to do with what we're doing. Royce won 2 of the 4 games for us with his quality on set pieces and then with his quality in the run of play.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the goals scored here, he's all over this thing, right?
Yeah.
He's got goals, he's got assists, and João Klaus early on had a ton of goals and stuff too, and now he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's concerning because we're not winning as a team. It seems like we're winning a lot of these games because Marco Royce decides to win a game for us.
Yeah.
And then the other ones that we are winning, it seems like we're winning. We're not winning in the way that Greg Vanney wants us to win. We're scoring goals on high presses, on direct play, on fast breaks, and counterattacks, and that's not really the way he wants us to play. And so what ends up happening is like Marco Royce saves us. We score because we counterattacked, got a fast break and high pressed. We come into a place like Kansas City, and then we hit the reset button and we try to play the same way again. But that's not what's being shown.
No.
And it's hard to be positive because Marco Royce can't be brilliant every game and win. He can't do that enough to put you in the playoffs and to win a cup.
No, and it's almost like we're winning in spite of Greg Vanney.
When everything falls apart. That's when we're finding the most success.
So
Things are falling apart around us. The game opens up and we find success. That's what it seems to me. I don't know. Leave a comment. Are we being too negative? Are we being too negative? Does Greg Vanney deserve more credit? Does this team deserve more credit? I can't really, like I said, how do you blame the team though? Like I just said, how do you blame Peck for some of his performances when the game opens up, he looks great? It's not his job. It's not his job to decide the tactics and to get him into the spots. It's Greg Vanney's system that has to get him into those spots and get him into those positions. And I don't want to be super negative. I want to be positive. I want to see hope in the team.
I am, and you know what? Here's the big positive is we find a way to win the game that has nothing to do with how the coach wants it to be played.
That's concerning. That's the most concerning.
Exactly. So
we're playing well when we have less possession.
So here's the deal. But it doesn't stay that way. So are we being held back by our current manager?
That's the question that Kuntz has to be asking himself, right? He has to be. And I would love if he doesn't change and Greg Vanney stays. There's nothing more that I would like than to be wrong and have Greg Vanney lead this team to a playoff and another cup in spite of me not believing in him. There's nothing more I would hope for the team. But I can't. I just, from what I see, it just doesn't look like it's going to work out.
No. And guess what? It's not something that is just like, a one-off. Hey, we're going to try it this time and everything. It's just, like you said, it's the reset button. It's just start back to where we were. And
if you were to compare the level of player and the level of investment between LA Galaxy and Kansas City, it's night and day.
Yeah.
And then to have them play you off the pitch 2 times in a row is inexcusable.
Yes.
Like, everything can happen once. I get it. Everyone can have a bad game. But to have it happen 2 times in the span of 6 weeks and they're in last place and the only 2 wins they got all season is inexcusable. It's not okay.
Yeah.
It's not okay. It's just 100%. It doesn't matter how many miles there are. It doesn't matter. Because you know what? You could complain this time. Guess where we lost the first time?
At home.
At home. Home-cooked meals and jolly old family around and our own fans and our own beds, and we lost at home.
Yeah.
So it'd be a different story if we won at home and then lost away. At least you could say, yeah, well, we let this one get away from us. We let both of them get away from us against a team that has no business being on the same pitch as us.
No.
They're not nearly as good as we are in personnel and players, and they played us right off the pitch.
And your former forward who you won an MLS Cup with, who you brought up, just goes, yeah, I want to play these guys all the time.
Like, sure he does. Why wouldn't you?
We see this especially because we come from a background that's so deeply rooted in English soccer that, when guys get sold and they play against their old team, you're right. You see the respect and you go, hey, you know what? And you talk to them after, and they talk about how, it's different seeing things like this. But I don't think I've seen, I mean, there are a few probably, but I don't think I've actually seen anybody come out and go, can we just play them week after week because I'm going to destroy them?
Most of the time, because I think the Galaxy treated him very well and let him leave, which they didn't have to, so that he can get more money. He should probably score his goal and be quiet. But he pulled not as bad as Adebayor, who ran 80 yards after scoring against Arsenal to cheer in front of the Arsenal away fans. But it's fine. I'm not bitter about it. But
no, but that just shows. It just shows something in all of this.
The end thing is for me is I think we are a better team than we show. And because I believe that, I gotta believe that it's the coaching or the tactics that's holding us back.
Yes.
And so the logical solution then is we got to look a different direction because this hasn't been going for a little while. This is we're on year 2 now.
Yeah.
Of just some concerning things not going well. It just doesn't look like it's going in the right direction. Every time you think we've turned a corner, it comes crashing down in the worst way possible, right?
Yeah.
You turn the corner with Atlanta and you come crashing down against Kansas City. And it's not like you played Seattle. If we lost 3-1 in Seattle after Atlanta, whatever, Seattle's a great team. But it's not Seattle. It's Kansas City. And we need to be competing. We need to be winning games. Well, having said that, we have our next game is Saturday, May 16th at Seattle, 6:15 p.m. So we'll see how that goes. But you said, will they play with our hearts? Are we going? We'll be going back up on that roller coaster, and maybe we beat Seattle. And then our last game before World Cup is Saturday, May 23rd versus Houston, 7:30. That's at the Digs. So that's our last game to see them live. And then World Cup opens Thursday, June 11th, Mexico versus South Africa in Group A. So we'll have a fun time watching and a little breather from Galaxy. And I do expect, like I said last podcast, if Greg Vanney is still around on 5/24 after we play Houston, I can't imagine him not staying for the rest of the year.
Hey, LA Galaxy, put a comment in. We will split half of Greg Vanney's salary and win more games.
Maybe.
Oh, dude, I
don't want that pressure.
Bring it. Bring it.
I don't want banners up there saying Eric out, flying around.
That's the difference. So guess what? Bring it. I could do a better job with half the money.
Well, maybe.
Can do a worse job.
You know what you know what I guarantee I could do is I can put a fining system in place for every time Peck gets a yellow card that is not game related.
That's number one.
That's number one. But you know what? There is some good news. Vanny has been benching Yoshida, so maybe he's finally seen the Yoshida thing's not good. Now, having said that, Garces came out with what appears to be a little bit of an injury.
Hey, guess what? If he's not going to play Justin Hack, or if he's not going to start Justin Hack at the 6, why not start him next to Glesnes?
Well,
we still have not seen the Glesnes Hack pairing.
Seattle will be telling. So Garces,
no, he's going to play Yoshida.
Garces is hurt. Probably. I don't know. I haven't seen an update on him, but he's very injury prone, and he came off limping. So I can't imagine he'll be ready, but maybe.
You ready for the Glesnes-Yoshida combo? Here
so
it comes.
Glesnes-Yoshida, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. And then, like I said, I hope we win. I hope he does well, but I don't. It's really, really, really difficult to follow the Galaxy and root for them and do everything when it's just so up and down. It's just like, yay, oh my gosh, we're terrible. Yay, oh my gosh, we're terrible. Yay, oh my gosh, we're terrible. You know, like some consistency and some competitive consistency would go a long way. And I think this team's good enough to be competitive. But Marcinkowski looks pretty good, man. Marcinkowski at goal, I mean, he has done pretty well, I think. He has saved everything that needs to be saved.
He got hung out to dry last night.
Oh, yeah. And he made a save before, like on one of those breakaways. Yeah. He made a really good save. Mm-hmm. So I think he's doing quite well. I don't understand how a team with like a decent goalkeeper, Glesnes, Hack, Peck, Paintsel, Royce, like how Cuevas, Cerrillo, Sanabria, I mean, I don't understand how a team with all these guys can't be competitive game in, game out and keep doing silly things.
I know how.
Yeah, well, I mean, we think we know. I know a lot of people are still calling for Greg Vanny to be let go, and I think it's probably the right move. The Galaxy need to move on, I think. But, hey, how many times are we going to say this in the podcast, right? Probably for another year and a half.
Yeah, and
because if he sticks around long enough, maybe Ricky comes back and saves everybody, and then Greg Vanny gets to stick around for even longer.
You know what? That brings us to our last quote on the last episode we did. Cookie Raider 2182 said, in this order: number 1, tie enough games so we finish the season in 9th spot and make it to the play-in game. 2, have a flashy and somewhat exciting exit. 3, win the Mickey Mouse Cup in 2027 with Ricky. 4, Vanny gets extended until 2036. 5, profit, question mark, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point.
Well, the thing here, which I don't agree with, is there's no way if Ricky's on the team, we're the worst team in MLS.
No.
Won't happen.
No,
but maybe if Ricky's not healthy and he's not the same Ricky, it could possibly happen.
I do like the calling the 2027 the Mickey Mouse Cup.
also, I mean, there's pretty sufficient rumors around MLS right now is they're gonna up the roster somehow, either a 4th DP or more money across the board. Something's coming down the pipe to capitalize on this World Cup. In preparation for the roster, I mean the shift in season. Yeah. So there might be a 4th DP or something coming, or much more money in the roster. So that will definitely help fill out teams.
I was just quickly thinking about it. When we transitioned to the World Football schedule, to playing in places like Colorado, RSL, Columbus. Minnesota's outside, right?
I think it is, yeah.
Minnesota, New York, both New Yorks, Philadelphia. Dude, that's going to be, some of those games are going to be brutal.
Well, that's why they're doing 2 things. One, they're taking a winter break, right? So no games in December, January, I think.
Guess what? 3 weeks ago in Colorado, it snowed.
I know. But they're also going to make sure that for the first return in late January, February, most of those teams will be playing away games because of that.
Yeah, but how brutal is that if you're in Colorado just because of the weather? You got to play like 6 away games in a row. Dude, that's rough.
I don't know about 6 away games.
Okay,
like 2 or 3.
Obviously,
and Galaxy's doing 3 away games right now.
Yeah,
so.
Obviously I'm exaggerating. Yeah. But like,
No, I think it'll be fine.
Okay.
I think it'll be fine. Well, I mean, we'll see how it goes, but I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be that bad. I got to believe players would rather play in Colorado in February than in Texas in August.
Yeah.
Right?
But guess what? On the World Football schedule, you still might have to play games in Texas in August.
You might. All right, bad example.
Yeah. Well, what? 3 days ago, it was 91 in Southern California. So,
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right, so watch out for Saturday. Thanks for listening. Thanks for following. Seattle, 6:15, Apple TV. Cheer on the boys, and hopefully we can get a win. And we'll see what happens tactics-wise and lineup-wise and all that. Seattle is grass right now, so that's good.
Yeah.
Maybe Royce can play. I don't think Royce would have played, at least started or played much time if it was turf, but it's grass now, so there's a chance that we get to see Royce save the team again for our 5th win.
Oh, here's a little fun, since we mentioned the World Cup, here's a little fun tidbit. My alma mater, Michigan State University, our turf management group has been the group that worked together with FIFA to put all the grass turf into all the stadiums that had to transition from artificial to real grass. So, yeah.
Good little tidbit of info, though.
Sparty putting his imprint all over the World Cup.
All right. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Any last words, Chris?
Like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Leave a comment. I like reading your comments.
Yeah.
We need to do a better job of putting them in the shows.
We need to do a better job, but we do read all of them, and
we do.
It makes us very happy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys all next week. We have a game on Saturday, so we'll probably produce a podcast Monday, Tuesday, early next week, and we'll see you guys early next week.
Awesome.
Have a great weekend.
See you guys.
Thank you.